Hi there. Do you think that you're a failure? Well, you're probably not wrong, but I can help you change that. Anyway, welcome to the Morbid Intellects community, and this is my IGCSE series where I try to help you get an A star, hopefully. So we start off with economics, Unit 1.1. Unit 1.1 is the basic economic problem. Now, we need to understand a few concepts to understand the basic economic problem. So the first concept is about resources. Resources is any material used to make products, right? It could be cloth, time, knowledge, whatever. They are limited in supply. The resources are limited in supply. It doesn't matter how many there are, it doesn't matter the quantity, the numbers, they are limited in supply. And they also get used up during the production process. So we take the example of plastics, right? If one company is using materials to produce plastic, which will go on to produce disposable plates, for example, there will be less left over for another company. So there isn't enough to go around for everyone. This is also another important concept. Next, we need to know why. So why do we need these many resources? Why are these many goods being produced? The answer is human wants. Yes, so humans don't actually need a lot of stuff, right? Just some clothes, food, water, shelter, 4 things. But we want a lot of stuff. For example, a trip to the cruise, a phone, PS5 console. So you see that wants are unlimited. And if we asked all the 8 billion people in the world to make a list of all the things they ever wanted, it will literally never end. It's unlimited, right? The list would also be unlimited. So we get the concept, wants are unlimited. Now is where the problem arises. You get it? We need all these resources, right? To satisfy all our wants, but our wants are unlimited. And what we learned was that resources are limited. Now think for yourself. Limited resources and unlimited wants. There seems to be an imbalance here. So choice becomes a very important factor. In fact, choice itself is the problem here in economics. It's a huge problem and the basic economic problem. So limited resources and unlimited wants equals choice, and there's a lot of things that we need to choose, right? First of all, what to produce. We already understand why to produce, it's to satisfy human wants, but we need to know what to produce. We need to know how to produce. We need to know whom to produce. So this becomes very, very important to learn. We also have some keywords. First off is production. Production is the process of using resources to make and sell different goods and services. For example, we need to make a dress. So the resources would include a cloth sewing machine, right? But resources also include things like the hours put in to make the dress and also the knowledge required. So these are also counted as resources, and it's very important to remember that. Now, all of these resources, right, put in together, they help us make the final product, which is a dress. Now, this whole thing is the whole process of production. So we use different resources, and each resource can help produce several stuff, but in this, the end product is a dress. Now, the same thing is there for services, except that, again, the resources, things like hours spent, knowledge, education, right? For example, there's teaching, like a teacher or a doctor, medical examinations. They spent years and years working, getting training to become who they are. That is also the resource required to get you the services you need. The entities that take part in production, they are called producers. And next, we go after the word consumption. Now, this is the complete opposite of production. It's the opposite of production. So it's a process of using up goods and services to satisfy human needs and wants. You are a consumer. You're consuming my video from the other side of the screen, eating a chocolate, watching other YouTube videos. All of these, they come under consumption. We're using up goods and services, and we're satisfying our needs and wants. Your need to be educated, you're satisfying it right now. So one very important thing, more like a term here, is that the total amount spent on economic goods each period. So consumers spend, right? We don't produce, we spend. Now, thing confusing about this is the word period. What does that mean? So it could mean basically any amount of time. It could mean 1 month or 12 months. It could even mean 3 months, whatever you choose. But the main important thing is that once you choose, these will remain constant. They will always remain constant. They will not change. For example, if I chose 1 month, so every month, how much I spend, that would be my consumption expenditure. Next we have is types of goods. So first off, we have free goods. These are items that we may need or want that are unlimited. Now, free goods, I just told you that all resources are limited. So how can these be free, right? And how can they be unlimited? Free goods are actually things like light, air, ideas, etc. So yes, they are free. And for example, like if I breathe, there isn't less air left for you guys to breathe, unless, of course, you're in a closed, non-ventilated room, but that's a whole different concept. And even ideas, right? Just because I thought about something doesn't mean someone else can't think the same thing too. That's why we have patents. The main thing is that they are some things we may need or want. They're unlimited, and if someone uses them, the total quantity does not become less for another person, and that's why we don't pay for free goods. Economic goods are the exact opposite. These are items we may need or want, but they are limited in supply, and people are willing to pay for them. And if an individual uses it, right, its total quantity does diminish. Even things like free samples of cake, chocolate, etc., these are included in this as well. So, for example, if you eat one piece of cake from a free sample, there's still less left for other people to eat. So it may be free to you, but it is still an economic good. The resources have been put in to make this good. It's also the concept of auctions, where very rare things, right? People keep bidding and paying higher for them. Now, there are different types of economic goods. We have capital goods. What are they? They are any economic good, right? So they are an economic good that does not satisfy any immediate human need or want. Think tractors, right? You don't need tractors. You're not going to buy a tractor if you're feeling hungry or like if you want a piece of chocolate. But these tractors, maybe they're the ones carrying all that cocoa around from here or there, or maybe those tractors are digging the ground to make a whole chocolate factory. Tractor itself is a good, but it is also a resource. It's used to produce other goods, right? And purchase of capital goods is termed as investment because they are long term. They can be used to produce more goods, other goods. They can be used to produce more chocolate or build more buildings, which is the final product that people usually want. Now, the other type of economic good is consumer goods. Now, this is the complete opposite. These goods do satisfy immediate consumer need or want. For example, cake, chocolate, etc. And there's also phones, PCs, blah, blah, blah. Now, there's two categories in this as well. For example, the phones and PCs, they're consumer durables, they last a long time. In cake and chocolate, they're consumer non-durables, they're easily perishable. That's all for 1.1. Thank you and bye-bye. Yeah, please remember to like and subscribe.